Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will explain about identifying needs in the design of ESP courses and programs. Let me introduce myself. My name is Zahwa Auly. I am from TBI-4B class. Okay, the first material is basic concept in need analysis. Need analysis aims to present learners' wants, needs, and lacks prior to organizing a course. According to Brown in 2016, attempts to resolve the confusion by defining this analysis as the systematic collection and analysis of all information used for defining and finishing a defensible curriculum. Here, a defensible curriculum means one that can be successfully explained to and accepted by all stakeholders, including learners, instructors, and administrators, and even present and future employers. The next is sort needs in ESP course or program. There is the meaning of needs, a diagnostic view of needs, discrepancy view of needs, a democratic view of needs, and analysis view of needs. The first is the meaning of needs. The word takes on different meanings depending on the stakeholder and the context they are in. Needs can serve a synonym for wants, desire, necessities, lacks, gaps, expectation, motivation, deficiency, requirements, requests, prerequisites, essential, next step, and X plus 1, where X is the current state and plus 1 is the next steps, depending on who you ask. The second one is a diagnostic view of needs. A diagnostic view where needs correspond to language, genres, and skill that are considered necessities, essentials, or prerequisites for success in the target settings. A diagnostic view of needs naturally leads to ranking of learner objectiveness with those that must be achieved at the top. These that are desirable but less important in the middle, and those that are irrelevant and can be ignored at the bottom. In short term, intensive ESP courses such as ranking allows ESP instructor to quick prioritize objectives. The next is a discrepancy view of needs. A discrepancy view where needs correspond to the lacks, discrepancies, or gaps between what the learners can currently do in the language and what they will need to do in the target settings. The next, a democratic view of needs. Democratic view where needs correspond to what the different stakeholders want, desire, expect, or request from the ESP courses. It is also important to remember that the wants of other stakeholders must also be taken into consideration when designing an ESP courses or program. And the last is an analytic view of needs. An analytic view where needs correspond to elements that second language acquisition or SLA theory and ELT research and practice have shown to be the necessary next step in the learning process. To follow this view of needs, ESP courses designers need to review the literature on SLA and ELT and consult with teachers who are familiar with learning theory and practice. The second material is conducting a large-scale detailed needs analysis. Okay, the large scale. The first is review of research literature and best practices. Next, the second, review of current learning materials and textbook. The third is questionnaires or survey of learners, instructor, administrator, specialists, and employers. The fourth is structured interviews or discussion with learners, instructor, administrators, specialists, and employers. The fifth, observation of learners and professionals in the target context. The sixth, storage and analysis of learners language and target language. And the seventh, testing of learner performance before, during, and after the course. Next, the third material is conducting a small-scale, just-in-time needs analysis. Small-scale, just-in-time. The first is on agreeing to teach the course. Discuss briefly with the course coordinator their view of learner and what they expect learner to study in the class. The second is use this discussion to improve your understanding of the different stakeholders' necessities, likes, and wants. The third is briefly review any provided materials for the course. The fifth is before entering the classrooms, make every effort to obtain samples of learners' output from previous iteration of the class. Okay, the next small scale just-in-time. The fifth is at the start of the first class, provide learners with a brief overview of what you see as their necessities, likes, and wants, and explain how you arrived at your decision. The sixth, if you are unsure in the course correctly addresses of the learners' necessities, likes, and wants in the first class, ask the learner what to complete a short survey on what they hope to learn in class. And the seventh, in each class, continue to monitor the learner's performance and expression of motivation. Next, the fourth material is evaluating a needs analysis. Evaluating a need analysis. Needs analysis must ultimately be useful in terms of the insight it provides us on curriculum design. If the results from a needs analysis have no application, the endeavor is effectively worthless. To ensure the value of a needs analysis, it should be designed a similar way to test, making sure that it is reliable, valid, and practical. The first is full scale. Include all the data collection method listed earlier are likely to be both reliable and valid. And the second is just in time, likely to be less reliable and valid, but certainly more practical. The last material is seasonal learner survey analog. Learner survey are an important component of need analysis. An effective need analysis will inevitably extended beyond learner survey to cover the diagnosis, discrepancy, democratic, and analytic view of wide range stakeholders. The last is research ideas. The first is visualizing, the second is reviewing, and the third is conducting. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.